How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
Hey everybody, Charlie92 here, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. When we last left off, we passed out after we opened up our ledger and found a postcard written by what appears to be maybe a love interest or maybe a daughter or something like that kind of caused us to pass out and go into our own mind. Kim here has revived us with water, and we're going to continue our investigation. Looks like we have something new in our items, and it looks like Ledger of Failure and Hatred. Okay. Well, that doesn't help at all, because now it makes us think about the letter and about the woman's handwriting. Okay. And then in our journal, we've got a map. Okay. Tasks. So we need to continue our investigation. There's a blue door in the kitchen we want to get through. Let's hit tab. Let's see what this is. Looks like a post box, mailbox.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Not the nicest neighborhood.
A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Good mail delivery box. Pat the box. Good job. You've had a hard life.
The box seems happy.
Good.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
I've been there, mailbox.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow.
Leave. Alright, I think positive vibes are definitely the way to go here. We need to focus on what little positives we can. Here's a street light. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Oh, that's the man from Himdall. Alright, let's speak to you.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I can see. Crimes, romance, and biographies of famous people. Continue.
Books, postcards, easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
I'm not going to lecture the kid.
Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Don't tell me what to do.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide, as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
I'm assuming she's standing out here in the cold to try to get business in here. Why are you standing out here?
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Such a good trooper you are, already learning the value of hard work.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
I'm guessing school doesn't exist, so I'm not even going to say that. Well, let's verify it.
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
Okay.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
How's business?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Let's look into it.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't see much more to look into here.
Nobody asked you, Kim.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
What other failed businesses were there?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Back rooms and cellar, you say? Ho, ho, ho. How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
Yeah, can you take a joke?
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough about the curse.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
Yeah, tell me about crime.
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Okay, crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
Exactly what we're doing now. I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
What does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Does anybody look like Dick Mullen? She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. You know, nobody actually looks like the guy in the picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. I mean, that is kind of what I immediately said. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your head. No, this is true. Yeah, that's true. It's not your body that's important.
Head? Yes.
No, your mind.
Exactly.
Not head, child. Heads.
Heads as in different... Okay, flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you have to be the killer to catch the killer. A Quicksilver mind. This Mullen guy looks like he needs 4 hours just to come up with a single idea.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories.
Wicked smart. Sure, when the author does all the thinking for him, real policemen have to think and act on their own.
Like you, sir. Of course. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
Oh, yeah, flattery will get you everywhere.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the book.
83, that's pretty good. Okay, let's try this. 83% and go.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them.
Frostbite, maybe?
The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
Let's see your hands.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Oh, you poor thing. You bite your nails because of anxiety.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
There were a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Okay. Well, let's figure out why you bite your nails.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Well, it hasn't been rats. Not recycling body material. Personal sacrifices. You're uptight because your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town. I'm trying to sell myself as a hero to her, so maybe she will give up some information.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Have her to do something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
I'm also sad and my head hurts.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
What feels familiar about it?
There's something you're missing.
Oof, 17%. My suggestion is horrible. Let's talk about romance.
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
Man and lady business. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? What about when both of the men are bad? What about when everyone is poor? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? What if they're both bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
Actually, yeah. If it's written really well, I do want to read a story like that because it seems more realistic and relatable.
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
Exactly. What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
Okay, so they give people hope for the situation that they're in.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
Ugh, sounds horrible to me. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Think maybe she has one about a very painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out, scarred for life. Phantom Limb. No, let's just say okay.
Sometimes they break up for a little while, but then they always get back together.
Don't want to destroy your world yet. That's enough romance for me.
Maybe some about other books.
Who are the famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold reddened cheek, then continues. All right, she seems really excited about this.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Most of the time it's dumb luck. Or other times they're just the type of people who are willing to sacrifice everything for either fame or fortune, and then you're left with really nothing.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Exactly. Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, though, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Ugh, it just sounds horrible. Fame is for vain people. I have better things to do.
Okay, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rain on your parade. I don't think we're going to pass this. We may retry it, but I don't think I'm going to put points in the suggestion. Maybe I need to. Why does this feel familiar? We'll come back to that. See you around, Annette. You seem a good kid. Let's look at these books that are getting rained on. Book about pate. Don't understand it. Book about boyadero culture. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, you guys. I am horrible at French pronunciation. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Okay. You memorized the title. Loose 87, Radio City. Seems important. Loose 87, Radio City. Maybe that'll come up in dialogue now that I've committed that to memory. The map lists all the white checks you can reattempt. So that's why all those checks were in there. Okay. We are now in the bookstore. This looks like the mom. Let's hit tab, see what all we can interact with. A couple of bookshelves. Let's look over here. Gift books and molten candy. Okay, weird.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall.
Yeah, the man from Heimdall. Wow, more Heimdall.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Heimdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
So this wouldn't even be a dialogue option if I hadn't have already spoke to Roy and looked at his shirt. Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Alright, I'm just going to be 100% up front. I don't know what this word means. Solipsistic. I'm going to look it up, but I don't know what it means right now. Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth.
He's really going to read all these.
The Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Is that all?
Not even close.
Nope.
Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Heimdallaman, and so much more.
Okay, so we got pain threshold of 3 here. This is a white check. We may retry it. Do any of the books call out to me? And fingers crossed, go.
Nothing of interest.
We failed.
Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
All right, we can come back to that. Okay, let's see what's on this shelf. Scholastic Book Fair.
Of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What is Wirral?
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition.
Is it a D&D analog?
There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Okay.
Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Anything that catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Man, where am I going to get all this money from?
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Now let's ask about the board games.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
Okay.
Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
I don't know if I have kids. It was familiar talking to the young lady out front, which could mean that I have children. Is there another choice? I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
What are all these Rural things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Yeah, I would think not.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Sounds just like my mother with Dungeons and Dragons. All right, let's leave. Let's look around. What's this? Old sports magazines. What's over here? National recipes of Arda. They're all about lake trout. All right, let's talk to this uptight lady here, whom I already don't like.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
You sure it's not Karen?
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Before we go on, can you give me some money? No. Are you the owner of this store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration. Now, the girl outside mentioned this place is cursed. Yeah.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Is it, though?
What in God's name is she talking about?
What if I want to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
Creepy. What types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Creepy. All right, I'll take a look.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Hey, your daughter's the one outside, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yeah, she was, but science fiction's awesome.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Man. On the one hand, I'm not going to grade a human being, but on the other hand, I don't want Annette to face retribution from her horrible mother here, so we're just going to say she did a great job.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I do too. Your child is great, and I don't think you can actually see it. I would like to say this, but something in me just knows that she's not going to care. But let's try it anyway. I get she's a trooper, all right. She looks like she can take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know she's been biting her nails.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
Anxiety is a part of life, but as a parent, shouldn't you try to help your children cope with this anxiety rather than just have them thrown to the wolves? I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
That is true enough. Life isn't easy and it doesn't give breaks, but she's still under your care right now.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Hey, good guy Kim over here. You know what's up. That is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter? Yeah, it's actually all super alright for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. I think that will be too aggressive, so let's go with 2. That is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe you can make an exception for your daughter?
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming.
Okay,
10 or so seconds pass without change.
continue.
She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Hey, good job, rhetoric.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Oh, did we do it?
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Okay, is she being fake with us right now? Okay, my husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Okay, so it being a temporary solution, you're working on other solutions.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
What if the store doesn't take off?
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
This is true. At least she's inside. Is the husband Annette's father?
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Will you, though? It sounds like your husband just kind of sent you guys over here so that he can keep you guys at arm's length. Yeah, he's not involved with the bookstore. Grand Couronne, what's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
Okay.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
You're lying to yourself. Is your husband involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Exactly. He bought you a store to keep you and your daughter over here busy while he does whatever he wants to do. You do have a dull mind, but doesn't mean you need to be treated this way either.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Yeah, very awkward. Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
If you wait until you can afford children, you'll never have children. That being said, it's also good not to be reckless with just having children willy-nilly. Has to be a balance there.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
I'm not going to say why not, because I can tell it already affects her, so we're just going to agree with her to try to ease her pain.
Exactly.
I've got something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Okay. Farewell for now, book peddler. Let's look around the store, hit tab. We can interact here. Looks like a back area. Let's go upstairs for now. This shelf?
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
So these are the crime drama books.
A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
What's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
Okay.
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Does it now? I kind of feel like that's a slap in the face. It's kind of like if you're in the military and you watch a military movie, you kind of see all the things that they get wrong. If you're in the medical field and you watch a medical show or a medical movie, you notice the same things. I would imagine if you were a police officer and you read crime fiction, you would be probably offended by a lot of the things they get away with. Let's look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace.
Yep.
An asinine misrepresentation of the physical
exactly.
attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers.
You said it better than I could.
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
No.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
Leave. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. If you like my content, please consider a like, comment, or a subscribe. And stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.